What is up, YouTube? Today this video update will be about what I believe will be some of the top decks out of this format. Now, right now, with this format going on like this, literally there's billions of opportunities and types of decks that are really good this format. And I really do believe on that because I have a lot of favorite decks that I currently am thinking about and I do plan on making maybe, but as of right now, I did have to sum it down to some of the ones that I believe are probably the top ones, but granted, these decks will probably not hit the tier list at all, but I'm just saying that these decks will be very competitive, and a lot of people will be playing them. Now, these decks aren't even listed in my on my top ones, but they will be at the top no matter what because everybody is playing them. So just to let you know that Mermails, Prophecy, and Dragons are still going to be the top 3 played decks and the top 3 best decks no matter what this format. Until the next format, we will see how it starts from there. These aren't even the deck list that I have. So just letting you know, these 3 decks are still at the very top. They will stay on the tier for this whole format. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and start on the official top decks that I think are going to be pretty good. So, to start it off, yes, Dragonides. Now, I know that they lack back row, but with the crazy shenanigans and loops that they can pull out in one turn, it's just too crazy. And I've seen deck builds of this deck, which is just on the top A list, and it's really good. You know, you can play it with Dragon Rulers, and it's still a tier. It's still a top deck, and it's still really good. And I believe that they will be better this format, especially with the trap lineup. You know, it's decreasing, and the trap lineup isn't as strong as it was before. And with Dragonid Knights on the field, they just spam the field. They will get better this format, and I believe people will start playing it more. And it's not just because of what I believe too, and it's because Vadriana's price is rising, and that's one of the main reasons as well. Other than that, I think that Black Wings are crazy as well, and with 3 Whirlwind out now, it's just superior with their swarming, searching, and back row, or any type of destruction. You know, they can destroy, they could special summon, and they could search. The bad thing about the deck is just their side decks, or their extra deck. But other than that, they are capable of doing a lot of stuff. So, Black Wings will get back. I was amazed that, you know, with 1 Whirlwind, this deck is still good already, but with 3, you're just overdoing it. So, Black Wings will come and be really good. Second is still Firefist, or third. Firefist is still going to be up there, and Firefists are still going to be good. You know, with Rooster, searches even more. With spamming level 3s and level 6 and rank 6 now too, they're even better. And with level 4 tuners, you know, Wolf Bark as well. So this deck will still be good, and it still has the ability to search, special summon, and destroy cards, and negate effects as well. Remember that part as well. So they're really good. And Mecha Phantoms. Now, Mecha Phantoms, they weren't really, I'd say when they first came out, not a lot of people liked them besides the Draco Sack, you know, because Draco Sack is just too good. But if Draco Sack was, if the requirements for the levels, if the requirements for the materials were 2 level 7 Mega Phantom Beast Warriors, monsters, this deck would have been really good. This deck would have jumped up the price. It's really true. It's either they will jump up the price, or Draco Sack was stupid and he would have never went to 100. But because Draco Sack's requirements aren't like that, Mega Phantom Beasts were being ignored, and I believe this format they will do really good because their effects are just too cheap, and they special summon tokens, and they can't even be destroyed or by card effects or by battle. It's really hard to go around them, and you will have to use all your resource to get around it, which that's why Mega Phantoms are really good. And one thing is that they are getting tuner support and overlay XYZ support as well, because they are capable of exceeding to rank 3s, 4s, 6, 7, 10s, 12s, and 15 if possible, you know. And just with that, you know, their synchroing opportunity jumps up as well, because they can switch to so many different levels, you know. So yeah, Mega Phantom Beast will be really good this format, I believe so. Next we have Noble Knights. Now Noble Knight was that deck that it was not too good but not too bad. It was an average deck, but now it's getting better and better with Dristan on board and all of the future support that Noble Knights will be getting. They are gonna be really, really good, because you know, they search, they special summon, they set up their field, and I just believe they will be really good this format. So yeah, Noble Knights are on the list. Next we have Chaos Dragons. Now one thing I forgot to explain about this format that I believe will be happening, because this format, a lot of things are different from the rest of these formats that's been passed. I believe that decks now that people will be making is either going to be a slow, steady grind deck, such as Bujins, which are on the list. They will be slow, steady, and secure, and they'll just, you know, stall and grind your opponents. Or the other deck is going to be just plain OTK. There's not going to be a deck in between. It's just going to be, you're going to try to one turn kill, or you're just going to stall and grind your opponent. And Chaos Dragons is that deck that is going to OTK. Same as Dragonides and Heretics, but Heretics aren't on the list, but they will be still be very, very competitive. So Chaos Dragons has the opportunity to do a lot of things, especially with a 3K on board in the main deck, because not a lot of decks now play a 3K beater in the main deck, besides, you know, Chaos and Light and Dark Twilight decks. So, and BLS is still a really good card, especially when it's reprinted, and you know, Chaos decks are really easy to get now. So I think this deck will be really, really good this format as well. Next we have Evil Swarms. Evil Swarms are still going to be good in this format. They didn't get hurt at all, and I would even say they probably might even get better this format, because the trap lineups are gone, but they still have ways to loop around themselves with Infestation, Pandemic, and Ophion on the field. You know, they are still really good this format, and they will stay the same. Next we have Constellars. Now Constellars, I believe they weren't, you know, they didn't, their first impression wasn't that good. Let's just say it like that. But once Sombre was out, you know, the deck started running a lot quicker, and it was better. And now this format, I think Constellars will be really good as well, and they could possibly hit the tier list, but I'm not sure as well. But they're a really competitive deck. This format, I think they'll be really good, and yeah. And next, like I said, we have Bujins. The deck, the control deck, you know, you could put almost any side card in this deck and it'll be good. You know, play Vanity's Emptiness, Kaiser Coliseums, Black Garden, Draw Lockbird. You know, you don't even have to side that. You can main that, and then this deck will still be good, and this deck wouldn't even get hurt. You know, that's one of the things about this deck. You know, it's very versatile to your side deck, and you can main it, and it'll be really good. So, plus Bujin, you know, Susanoo is just insane. You know, he could attack all your opponent's monsters that he controls at least once. So if he goes into a direct attack and then he special summons a Gores and a Gores token after that, Susanoo will still have the chance to attack the Gores and the Gores token with the Crane on board. You know, it's just really broken, but I don't want to say it's broken because I like it and I'm currently playing the deck, so yeah, don't get limited or anything. But Bujins will be really good this format, and I believe they might possibly hit the tier list, but we will see from here on. And last deck that I think will still be really good and really competitive is Evil Zord. Evilzor right now, I believe they're really, really good because let's just say if they were never reprinted in the 10th, like Yandoka, they would still be good right now. A lot of people will still be playing them, and he would probably still be worth $30, and Doka will probably be worth $120 right now still, because you know they were played so much that they were reprinted, and you know if they weren't reprinted at this moment, they will still be expensive card, and they will still be a really good deck, and a lot of people will still be playing them. But with this new format, I think people will be playing them more because Judgment is out of the game and Lagia is probably back on board because he is the closest thing next to Judgment besides Infernity Barrier. And I don't know, I can't think of any other card that is similar to Solemn Judgment. But Lagia, Evilzors are really good right now, especially with the blaster support too. You know, they could clear the field more, and they have searching opportunity. They special summon really easy. You could get a Lagia or a Doka in one turn. You could get a Friezadon now, and then with playing Darino, you could get a Friezadon. With playing Darino and Blaster, you could even make a Draco Sack. So, you know, this deck is capable of getting a Lagia, a Draco Sack, and a Friezadon on the field, and then with Friezadon's effect, Lagia's effect goes through twice. So, and Draco Sack on the field with this deck, it's just insane. So, Evilzors will be really good this format. That's it for my top 10. But, like I said, remember, Mermails, Spellbooks, and Dragon Rulers will still be at the very top no matter what this format. They are still going to be really, really good. So, yeah. And, like I said, this format, there are still a lot of good decks out there that I did not list. They will still be very competitive, and I can explain some of them now. Modolches will still be good. I believe Gladiator Beasts are coming back. Scrap might be coming back, and of course, Infernities are coming back. Heretics are, you know, faster just because 3 complications, and they were still good. Just nobody played them, but they're still going to be really good. And then I believe Inzectors are going to come back because I've seen crazy plays, and I believe they're, with 1 Hornet and 1 Dragonfly, they are still really good with the support, Armageddon Knight and all of that. Inzectors are still good, just nobody plays them anymore. And like I said, Light Swarms and even Windups are coming back up, or Windups are still strong. There's a lot more decks out there that are still really good at the moment, so, and sorry if I didn't list any of them, not to offend you or anything, we just had to cut some, I just had to cut some decks out, but, like I said, if your deck wasn't listed or anything, sorry about that. This format is, it's unexplainable. You don't know what's going to happen in this format. Anything can happen. And, yeah, that's about it for the deck profiles that I believe that are really going to be good, competitive this format. If you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and say it out. And, thank you again, YouTube. Please subscribe, comment, like, rate. And again, thank you for watching, YouTube.